Hello, everybody. This is Ievgen from OWOX, a team of professionals who believe in making data-driven decisions to optimize growth. I'm excited to be here with you guys today and guide you through the essential guide to data analytics. And let me start with a bit of preparation things here to make sure you guys can see me, can hear me, can see my screen here. Please type into the chat whether you can see me, can see my screen here. And also, uh, please welcome Ilya, who is our managing partner and who is going to be hosting this training live today with me. Just type into the chat, please, whether you can see me and hear me well. That would be awesome. All right, so I hope we're good to go. Please um, tell me whether you are a marketer or a data professional, and maybe you're responsible for traffic acquisition in the company. Just type into the chat what your role is. Just type data if you work with data, or marketing if you are anyhow related to digital marketing, or maybe traffic if you're responsible for paid acquisition. Um, all right, good. So please block everything that is going to be distracting you for the next 40 minutes or so, maybe up to an hour. And we both promise you guys that we'll give you really a valuable training. So by the end, you'll be equipped with the knowledge and tools to really apply data analytics strategically. We're going to be running terrifically fast today and covering a lot of really cool stuff. And I hope it's not going to be boring for you. Thanks for joining us live. Hello, Andrew. Um, so, what we are going to cover today. On this training today, we'll discuss the four core problems most businesses face when it comes to data analytics. We'll show you the step-by-step roadmap to master data analytics, the complete 12 steps to move from chaos to clarity. Ilya will share with you the three pillars of data collection and much more tips and tricks on data collection, preparation, and analytics. We'll really go over a lot of tips and tricks for digital analysts to justify the business expectations, server-side tracking, analysts versus business users, reports granularity, and so much more. So please stay tuned today. And last but not least, we'll dive into the data storytelling. We'll discover how to turn data into a powerful story that drives business decisions. So who is this training for? You know, we live in a digital world and in a world where every click, view, or interaction counts. Making sense of the digital noise is crucial. So who will benefit the most out of this training? If you're a digital marketer looking to not just understand but anticipate your audience behavior, optimize campaigns performance, and tailor strategies that resonate, then this training is for you. Or if you're a digital analyst, data professional, and you work with any sort of data, not even marketing, you are at the forefront of the digital realm and you understand better than anyone else how data can be either a goldmine or a nightmare. And if you want to boost your skills, learn the methodologies and insider tips from experts, and deliver insights that can drive business challenges, then this training is for you. If you are a growth or a marketing leader, and you might want to showcase the results of your work to the C-levels, to the board, and you are tired of unreliable insights. You want to base your decisions on trusted data, allocate resources with precision, and lead the team with clarity. Then this training is for you. Or if you're a C-level or a business owner, whether you're steering an established organization or navigating an early startup, the landscape of decision-making has been changed over time. And if you desire real-time reports that simplify complexities, data insights to pivot, or the confidence that your decisions are rooted in undeniable facts, then this training is your compass. Let's transform data from being numbers to narratives that drive your organization towards together. Now, there are really just four core problems that most businesses face when it comes to data analytics. One, there is no clear analytics roadmap. People kind of not have any idea of what they should be doing in terms of measuring and optimizing their campaigns, website performance, user behavior, sales, whatever. It's like navigating without a compass. Imagine diving into a new video game without any idea of the rules, objectives, and understanding of your goals. Sounds tricky, right? That's how a lot of businesses feel about data analytics. They are overwhelmed with tons of information from how folks are clicking around their website to the nitty-gritty of ad metrics. But without a proper plan, it's just a lot of numbers and charts. Without that roadmap, they might find themselves chasing after the latest buzzword or trends, only to realize later it's not what their business needs. Data is massive, and it's easy to get lost. That's why you need that compass, a roadmap to guide you through the wild world of analytics that takes you from house to clarity. And once you got that, things start making a lot more sense, and you can really level up your game. 2. There is data silos and not enough trust in data. Ever had a bunch of puzzle pieces, but they're all from different sets? That's what siloed data feels like. Companies collect a ton of information, sales figures here, websites visits there, and maybe some social media stats thrown in there. And here's another kicker. When you're not sure how accurate your data is or where it's coming from, it's like trying to build a house on a quicksand. That shaky foundation of mistrust makes it hard to make bold decisions. I mean, would you bet on data you don't believe in? If your data is all over the place, tucked away in its own little corner, it's through to see the biggest picture. And without that full story, businesses end up scratching their hands, wondering why their decisions aren't growing their business. Okay, you got the data in place, but why getting accurate reports is still a problem? Why the total figures are still misaligned between different reports? Imagine this. You've got one report from your website analytics system and another one from your sales team. Both are talking about the same thing. But hey, why do the numbers look different? Why does Google Analytics say we got 900 sales, but my CMS says it's 543? This is confusing, right? That's exactly what it feels like when dealing with unblended data. It's not enough to have a data. If it's scattered, inconsistent, or just messy, it's as good as useless. And the fourth thing is this random act of marketing. You know that feeling when you're throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall, hoping something sticks. That's where many find themselves when it comes to decision making. Why is our conversion rate down this month? I don't know. Let's change the homepage banner. But wait, should we redo our email campaign instead? Or maybe we should host a webinar. And on it goes. And you're getting nowhere very fast. What's the saddest part? You're actually sitting on a goldmine of data that could guide every decision, but instead, it's like navigating through fog with no GPS. Instead of leveraging data insights to optimize campaigns, many are just guessing. So we'll walk through the common challenges businesses face in the whole world of data analytics. It can feel like you're lost in the forest, right? But here's the good news. There's the path out, a clear path that leads straight to data-driven success. And we call it 12-step data analytics roadmap. It's a highway built on solid strategies and proven tactics used by over 2,000 of our customers. 4 big stages here. The first stage is plan. And plan is all about setting out with clarity. Know where you are going towards as a business. With collect, the stage number 2, we focus on gathering the right pieces of information, ensuring they are complete, trusted, and fit our puzzle perfectly. Then it comes transform. It's not enough to just have data. We need to merge it. We need to communicate it to each other and make it work for us. And finally, stage number 4, deliver. This is where we bring it all together, making sure our insights are not only accessible but actionable. And it's turning those reports insight into business growth. Now I want to ask you a question. Does your business have an analytics roadmap in place? Do you have a foundation that the structure you built, all the analytics and decision-making processes in place? Please type that into the chat whether you have that solid analytics process in place or you are just doing some random stuff, random reports, random acts of marketing, this kind of stuff. Maybe that's not about you, maybe that's about the business itself, but you are the other guy. You are doing everything with precision. You build the reports with the foundation in place, but then nobody really acts on those reports. That happens pretty often. And I know there is about a 20 to 30-second delay between I'm saying and you guys can hear me. So that's just the reason why I'm speaking, waiting for you to type into the chat whether you have that solid analytics process in place. All right. I know that is a delay. That's why I can't see any answers in the chat. So let me just continue and then I'll try to read the answers in the chat after that. And we always start with a plan. A plan consists of 3 steps. It's business goals, questions, metrics. And let's dive deeper into that. So our first foundational step here is understanding the clear business goals. Think of it this way. You wouldn't set off on a road trip without a destination in mind, right? Clearly understanding the business goals acts as kind of your North Star, ensuring you are always moving in the right direction. Whether it's increasing sales, getting more customers, boosting user engagement, or optimizing ad campaigns, having those goals up front provides focus and purpose. But here's the problem. Goals like this are broad and offer no concrete steps. It's like saying, I want to travel somewhere. Great, but where exactly? Every move you make, every decision, every resource allocation, it's all should be driven by the core objectives. And we need to make our goals specific and measurable. The business should be aiming for the goals like increase website traffic by 15% in the next quarter, or increase our email signups by 500 in the next 2 months. And notice how specific they are. They give a clear target to aim for. And not just that, they are measurable. This means that at the end of the set period, you can easily check if you've hit that goal, or the team hit the goal, or how close you got. Remember, data is like a massive toolbox. But without knowing what you're building, you might find yourself holding a hammer when what you really need is a wrench. All right, now that we are crystal clear on the business goals, let's tackle to the next big step. It's about asking the right questions. The quality of life is determined by the quality of questions. The same goes for data analytics. Once you know your goals, you should be curious about how. How will the business achieve those goals? What steps are essential? What obstacles might come up? Your questions act as a bridge between your overarching goals and the nitty-gritty details of the metrics you'll be monitoring. To simplify things, think of the questions in 2 main categories: strategic and operational. While strategic questions might be something like how can we increase user engagement on our platform, the operational questions really dive into the specifics, like which web page has the highest bounce rate, or what's the average time spent on our product page. Those questions give you direction. They point you to the specific data points you should be paying attention to, and they guide your analysis. But asking the right questions is just half of the battle won. Now, on to our third step, measuring the right metrics. When it comes to what metrics to measure, There are just two important points here. And let's get one thing straight. Not all of the metrics are important. Ever celebrated a spike in website visits only to realize that they didn't translate to any real value, like sales or signups? Those, my friends, are vanity metrics. They look nice on paper, but they don't drive really actionable insights or the business results. And what we want to focus on are the actionable metrics, numbers that truly impact the business goals. And if one of your goals is to increase the product sales, then metrics like conversion rate, cart abandon rate, average order value becomes crucial. Those metrics are the heartbeat of the goals. But because from the other side, metrics like the cost per acquisition and lifetime value, actually being two main marketing metrics for most of the businesses, become less valuable and less important to answer a specific question about the product sales. They give you real, tangible insights into what's working, what's not, and where the business can do better. See, the beauty thing about data analytics is that it's not just about the numbers and charts. It's a story. It's a story about the business, about the visitors, clients, users, and their journey. It's never about you. It's always about them. And like any good book, any good story, it starts with understanding the plot, the goals, asking the right questions, the bridge, and then diving into the details with the right metrics. And as we progress further today across our roadmap, keep these fundamentals in mind. They'll ensure you are not just gathering data, but genuinely understand and acting upon. And okay, we've got our goals, we've got the questions, we've got the metrics to measure. Now it's time to gather the data to answer those questions with the metrics we measure. But here's the thing, not all of the data is created equal. We've got to be selective and accurate. And here I want to pass the mic to Ilya, who is going to be diving deeper into the nitty-gritty of data collection and data processing, our second and the third stage of the 12-step data analytics roadmap.
Thanks, Ievgen. Just need a few seconds to share my screen. And I hope you can see it now, so I can start. If not, please inform me about that. So,
Yes, all good.
let me start. So, I think the only reason I was invited to this talk is that I have an experience in leading and delivering the projects, the analytical projects, especially on the collection and the transformation stages. When we were planning this webinar, we thought how we can actually give you a step-by-step guide and at the same time not make you get bored, because it's a challenge when you try to set up all the information, technical information in one roadmap, in one list, and you list that, and you may just ask where is the fun. So we decided to take all our experience and put them into 13 tips from what projects we have delivered so far. I'm going to present these tips. Some of them might sound for you like, okay, thanks, Cap. We already know that. We already done that. And I will be really happy if everything on your projects everything are done. However, if not, a good end of this blog would be some kind of a to-do list in your notes, what you can change in your projects, what efforts you can change to your marketing analytics on the collection and transformation stages. So let me start with the collection stage. And here we have 3 steps, quite common for the marketing analytics: user behavior data, cost data, and internal data, which you may you may hear like in the terms of CRM or business data as well. I'm going to go to the first tip, but before, I know that there are a lot of registrations to this webinar from C-level executives, from marketing managers, from product managers. My tips are addressed to analysts, the person who is really responsible for delivering the analytics. However, every tip contributes to company and marketing goals. So let me start with the first tip. It's about the user behavior data. It's on this tab, and it's quite modern. So these days, when you think about marketing measurement, digital measurements, and you plan this for this year, for next year, just forget about client-side event collection. It has to be server-side. Few steps back to answer why. Modern browsers have a lot of restrictions for the third-party cookies, and Google Analytics cookie actually is recognized, and other marketing cookies are recognized as third-party cookies for the browsers. They can be deleted in 1 or 7 days, so you might lose very valuable information for evaluating your marketing campaigns. So it's time to set up your own cookie on your tracking with your server-side tracking to own this cookie on your domain. And that's actually the solution for this point. And I'm not going to dive into the tools here. I'm just comparing the client-side collection and their server-side collection, which can be done with several tools. By this link, you can go see the research we've done comparing the client-side data collection and server-side data collection, which actually shows the difference and by our research, we can prove that up to more than 30% of traffic from direct non, which marketers are actually hate, reattributed to other channels. That actually proves the contribution of the server-side method of data collection. And we know that it's important for the marketers. We know that it's important for the business to calculate correct CPA, correct return on ad spend. So what is it for analytics, for the analyst? We have the tips for the analysts. So what is it for the analyst there? So taking care of the acquisition source of the conversions is the first thing you should start these days when you think about starting your digital analytics, because source of conversion is the most complicated question these days, and it has to be done right. So we're still on the user behavior data tab, but we're moving to the second tip. And if you take care of your measurements, my recommendation is to keep it clear and manageable. So let's talk about clear, how to make it clear. You may face a lot of cases when a business user comes to you and comes to analyst and ask, okay, we need new measurement. We have a new landing page and we need to track conversions. We've missed some funnel steps and we need to track them as well. So they have a request to an analyst. And analysts somehow set up this event via Google Tag Manager and send it to the tracking tool. At this point, you have to think that it's better to document these events to confirm what you track and when you track. Only 2 questions: what you track and when this event should be fired. Why? Because in a year after this operation, you would be trying to remember what this event actually meant to be, because it might be broken, it might be ruined the naming, and any other mistakes that can happen on this stage, because the web sizes changes, the data layer changes, everything changes, but the tracking should be should be documented, and all changes should be documented. It sounds a bit bureaucratic, and I hear that, but trust me, that saves a lot of your time in future. And the way how you do that, it's up to you. We did for our customers in Google Sheets. Here by the link, you can follow this link and find and work with this template or use your own. However, like, this is our recommendation to make things clear. And about the manageable, we face a lot of cases when business thinks that all what comes out of data, all what comes out of measurement, it's like all these analytical things are responsible for all these analytical things, responsible our analyst or our partner. It's not our business. We just need the report. And there is a red line. There is always a red line of this responsibility, because analysts in many cases cannot cover all the questions about the requirements, the actual measurement which comes or not, the product updates, the website updates. Analysts cannot cover that, so he needs to other teammates, other colleagues to be involved in this process. For these purposes, to synchronize and to educate teams over their responsibility, we use the AIR-ACI metrics, which you can also go through this link and read more about. However, not to be the one who is responsible for everything and everything could be ruined, you have to educate your teammates how to deliver the information about the task to your analytical department or to you as an analyst, and draw this red line of responsibility. So we're now moving to the third tip, and it's about the ad platform data. Here, actually, ad platform data is a well-structured data. There is a lot of ad platforms, but we understand that they all have they all have the standardized data export, or it can be standardized. They all have costs, they all have clicks, and so on and so forth. However, it's good to follow the following tip. Provide your marketing with sufficient granularity for optimization. And actually, this one is what Google Analytics 4 is now failed to do, because a lot of paid managers who are responsible for paid acquisition were importing costs to Google Analytics, and they need this cost on the ad content level to understand which creative worked better. However, in Google Analytics 4, it's not possible to import data on this level, so you have to figure out how to do it in a different way. It is possible, by the way, but if you do not follow this recommendation, so if you do not provide the sufficient granularity for your marketing, if you do not provide the data on the level they use to optimize on the ad content dimensions, keywords, dynamic parameters, if you don't provide that and the report based on that, then they might go back to Google Ads, Facebook, and work with these conversions, because they still need this information to work with. They still need ads on cost on ad content level. And the conversions are actually don't add up in total. When you sum up Google Ads and Facebook, it will be over than you have in your analytical platform. And if you don't want them to move outside what you're building, your analytics that you're building, then provide them with this reporting with sufficient granularity they need in their work. One more thing to ad platform data that I would recommend. And it's not about because we like as a product we provide the connectors. It's because it really influences the process of what we focus on when we provide our when we build our analytical platform. The case is the following. So there is a lot of teams. We face a lot of teams that have very for example, marketing team has the development resources, or analyst is very skillful and he can code. So they think that, okay, we can uh, create our own connectors because we don't want to use any tool. We want to do it ourselves, and we can do that. And it's great if you can do that because, like, it's great to have these skills. However, you can. I'll point to two things. First, the API updates. Every API updates, and they require resources for the maintenance. Of course, you can say that we have these resources. We can maintain that. But there is a second point, very important, which we faced a lot. Business hardly appreciates the impact of supported connector. That means that when you do it for the first time, for example, there were no Facebook data in your reports, and you do it for the first time, business users will be happy about that. When after weeks, they will not take care. They will not care at all how many resources you need for maintaining this. They will ask you to do more. They will ask you to provide you with recommendations, with other reportings, and you still have this maintenance part. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be successful, then you should build your analytical strategy from your resources and focus on what business really appreciates. And to say more to that, there are a lot of tools that actually provides the connectors. It's very cheap, and it's cheaper than actually support them on your side. So don't spend the time on this if you can do that. Now we're moving to internal data. So internal data is quite different from user behavior and ad cost data, ad platform data, because it's not structurized data. It's by not structurized, I mean it's structurized differently in every business. So you cannot use the same templates for like your business that other business have. When you start developing your CRM, you always have this difference in dimensions, metrics, objects that you have in your CRM, and what's important to your business. So which actually represents this bottom of the funnel. And so saying that, it sounds a bit complicated, right? So every business has their own CRM data structure, and you have to think what you really need in your report and what you don't need. So knowing that and having the business come to you and ask, okay, we need a report with, for example, sales or revenue from our CRM. Think iteratively. Any business can get profit from your online return on spend. And if you will create a very big project out of this, trying to take into this project all the requirements for the internal data, from the online data, then you might fail the timings. So, and if you fail the timings, if you do the reporting, if you provide reporting not in time, business may become disappointed. We've seen these cases a lot when the analysts try to do more and doesn't think iteratively and provide the report not in time. It doesn't work for the analytics because business users stop trusting what actually that analytical part can give them a profit, can provide them with a profit. So first, when you think of internal data, just start with online conversions. Think of them, but just start with online conversions. And when you move to the next part, when you have the dashboard on online conversions, and you did the first part, great. Find out what is your fast to measure internal conversions. That's very important, because again, business can come to you and ask, we want to have the revenue, but the revenue metric in several businesses can actually be delivered in months, weeks, in 6 months if you're B2B organization and you sell B2B services. And it's too long to wait. It's not possible to optimize your marketing based on that information. So you need a fast to measure internal conversion, which usually it's some kind of a characteristic of your online conversion. For example, it could be a qualified lead or confirmed order, or some kind of a score prediction. We worked with several businesses, and I'll tell you the story. We had one case where huge e-commerce business has this on the confirmation part of the order. They have this loan from the bank option, where the customer can choose, for example, if they don't have money to pay 100% of the price the same day, so they can choose this option. And if you know how bank works, they have to accept or decline this loan option for based on their scoring. So we defined with this customer that this scoring from the bank they can receive within 4 hours, which surprisingly was the same window as Google Analytics can save the transaction on the session and can match the transaction with the session. So we made a simple thing. We didn't send the online conversion to Google Analytics, online conversion event, but we took a pause for 4 hours and then sent it with the characteristics, with the scoring characteristics. For example, okay, this is online conversion. This is a conversion from the from the customer, but it was declined from the bank, so it has this value in the dimension of the quality of this conversion. So find out the fast to measure internal conversion, and it will bring you closer to the business needs. One more thing about internal data, and that's important. On the screen, you may see just one object that you may have in your CRM, and it has a lot of dimension, a lot of relations with other objects. And when you're not experienced and you come to ask to export the CRM data to have it in your marketing reporting, for example, you have in your company you have a specific department which are responsible for the CRM development. You ask them to export this data, and okay, they can do it because they are technical skillful, but there is one more thing. You have to pass the security. And the security usually works like, okay, we have to check every dimension in this data set, because like it can be non-compliant. So the true thing is that marketing doesn't need all this data. To have this conversion in your report, for example, conversion of qualified leads or sales, there is a simple data set is needed, only 5 required fields, and they are based on not personal information, but on the conversion ID or transaction ID. And that actually gives you the faster agreement. So start with a simplified table, and then you can move to some kind of an extension. So starting from the simplified, make you deliver the results faster and pass the security faster. One more bonus thing is not about the internal data anymore. It's about connection between the collection and the internal part, and the transformation part. Why do we have this bonus tip here? Because in the previous 7 tips, I haven't mentioned anything about where to collect your data. We were speaking about collection, about different types of data, but we've never spoke about where we have to collect this data. And the case is that by where we usually these days mean, okay, it might be something simple or it might be something which has data warehouse, because we have different data sources, we have to collect it there. We need data warehouse. The thing is that data warehouse is not obligatory at first stage, but it should be planned. One more story. When actually a couple of years ago, when universal analytics was the primary tool for many customers, and Google BigQuery wasn't a tool that everyone is familiar with, most cases we've done with a full funnel, for the full funnel dashboarding, is to import cost data to Google Analytics Universal. User behavior is already there, and online conversions with qualification we can send via measurement protocol. So we have almost everything that we need in Google Analytics interface. However, passing this, marketing business started asking more questions that needed more internal data to be blended with online and digital data, and that's where we faced the need of data warehouse. So today the answer looks like this: if you have more than one or two or more than two data sources from different stages, from different steps, like for example, you have costs and you have to understand how much conversions, internal conversions, CRM conversions, how much they cost, what is the CPA of this CRM conversion, then data warehouse is a good thing to plan, because Google Analytics these days does not help to build this kind of dashboards. They have a lot of limitations. So, and actually at the same time, Google Analytics pushes us to set up Google BigQuery projects, because you know that there are limitations on the amount of months that you can see the data in your interface. It's only 14 months. So Google Analytics themselves push us to create this data warehouse. And the good point about that is data warehouse these days does not require a lot of new skills from the digital analyst. Only SQL, and it can be, for example, like Google BigQuery can be fully managed. So digital analysts can easily work with that. So if you are looking for less limitations, then data warehouse is the next step in your analytical roadmap. So, and if you are there, so if you are thinking about, okay, I'm out of my cozy Google Analytics, I need something more, and you plan the data warehouse, then you should think about the next stage we're gonna talk about, the transformation stage. When you have the data should be prepared for the analysis, and business won't work with the raw data. The business won't work with different tables. They want a specific view on their data. So to do so, we will discuss tips on normalize, blend, and model for your data. So there is 5 more tips. Let's start. First of all, if you already like planned the data warehouse, you have collected the data somehow with any tracking tool to this data warehouse, add costs, internal data, and you have the data warehouse. You have to think first, do you understand the tool rules, the tools that you're collecting data with? the normalization and cleaning rules of this tool? And if yes, can you adapt them to your business needs? For example, the questions to these rules might be, okay, I have this data, I have this raw data, raw user behavior data, but I have their metric, price metric or revenue metric. And did this tool convert automatically everything to a one currency if I sell worldwide or not? Does it clear the bot traffic? Or can I add my inputs to the transaction deduplication? That's the most common question when you try to figure out how to work, how to prepare this data that you collect to something to something which is called analytics ready. So tip number 10, you have this data prepared, cleaned in your data warehouse from ad platforms, from web tracking, app tracking, internal data. And you get a request. Okay, we have the data. Let's start with our reports. Let's get back to our reports. Let's try to build a report because we need to make decisions. And you as an analyst, okay, you think that we might go in two ways. First way, we can build a query for each specific report. And that's the option. But in this case, query will be a huge query. You get 3 pages query, and it will be hard to support. It will be hard to detect crashes. It will be hard to compare with another report if the business asks to use the same costs but in a different structure. It's hard to be it's hard to reuse this SQL for the next report. So in this case, the good recommendation is to when you plan your reporting, not just one report, a reporting, think of it as a data flow. What steps you should take to prepare data, when you blend data from the steps, when you detect the crashes, how you detect the crashes, how you can detect crashes before somebody does it for you, and actually how take care of totals, because like, okay, you have the raw data from different ad platforms, but you want to use this costs, for example, in different reports, and you don't want these reports to look like, okay, here we have that amount of costs and here we have different amount of costs. So we want a source of truth for all our costs, for all our sessions, for all our CRM conversions. We need these sources of truth. And that's why we need this data flow, and think as a data flow, not as a query that actually can save and can be manageable for a unique report. So tip number 11. We are done with data preparations. We have the flow. We have the prepared. We have the prepared sources of truth for our reports, and we're thinking about making decisions. And what comes first when you hear marketing and making a decision? Of course, campaign analysis. And what is useful for campaign analysis? Okay, you hear about attribution models. In our experience, we've heard a lot about attribution models. We've built our own attribution models, and for customers, we've built the products that actually was supporting specific attribution models. However, in this case, in these cases, we've heard a lot. Okay, I'm business. I want the best attribution model in the world, and please, like, analyze my data and create the best attribution model in the world. And this is a mistake. It doesn't work like that. So there is no best attribution model in the world. There is a models that can describe your marketing decisions. Actually, attribution describes the decision, and you as an analyst can prepare this, can hear, can listen, learn from marketing what they actually, how did they actually act, where they want to act, and provide them with these models. For example, marketing operates on a top funnel, on the middle funnel, on the bottom of the funnel. And the model which actually will point the first click or the first view conversion can help you to understand how do you operate on the top funnel. The models that shows you how you move through the funnel helps you to operate on the middle of the funnel. And the models that actually help explain you which campaigns convert your users, last click or last paid click or whatever you have, or with your individual rules, will explain you how you actually convert these users. And this is the three different angles. And of course, there can be other models that actually are valuable for the optimization, and they have can be built on the signals. So it's not just one approach, and you as an analyst can can educate your marketing how to work based on learning their use cases and setting the models to describe the campaigns from different angles. And actually, it works for every modeling, not only for the attribution part. So, one more tip: when you spend, when you talk about reporting, when you talk about the education and providing the data to your business users, that's a very good recommendation, which actually ignores by many analysts. Spend more time in communication with data savvy managers than in your analytical tools. And it's not. I'm not challenging you to actually track your time, how much time you spend there and there. I'm just saying that you have to spend more time with in a communication, because so we heard a lot of cases, and you know these cases when analysts thought the things that business user cannot do anything else, cannot do anything with the data. He doesn't. He is not educated. He do not understand. But the answer here is business users can speak on their language, and analysts can speak on their language, and that's the problem. So this gap should be filled by analysts, and actually speaking about the data, it fills by the data model. So when you have objects in your data model like revenue, and you understand that marketing business users are actually speak in this business terms, they understand this business context, the education of the education part, learning them how to use your reports will be much easier than you may see. And you will get less crazy questions about, okay, how, what you need to solve. The last one from my end, it's a bonus tip. It's a tricky one. No matter how you build your, no matter how great your analytics is built, no matter how great the data flow is, the key question is that when the business user sees the data and they don't like the results of their campaigns, they feel that they spend more efforts on this campaign than actually they see results in conversion, they always will blame the data first, not the campaigns. And actually, uh, that's just that's just the pattern of their behavior. They don't want to think of that campaign doesn't work bad, and they will blame the data. So, as an analyst, you may not do anything wrong. You have to be just prepared to defend, to cover yourself with helping reports to detect the quality of the data in the report. That's the only thing that you have to do, because of course the data might, something might happen with the data on the data flow, and you have to be the first to detect that. uh, the data might be correct in the reports, and you have to prove that this data is correct rapidly, because the more time you spend on trying to figure out what happens, the less business user is interested in what you're going to answer him. So, and at the end, here is a great review we've got from the business who actually uh, moved from the first stage and covered most of these tips. And here is the result of their data quality and how they see the data quality at the end. So at this point, I would love to give a word back to Yevgen. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them at the end. I think you're on a mute, but I'm not sure.
Thanks for joining today, and thanks for passing the mic back to me. Unfortunately, we have some problems with the translation, but we'll continue this training, and we'll then upload the video that we'll have after it to share with everybody who joined us today. Um, with this being said, let me get back to our step number 4 of the 12 stage number 4 of the 12-step data analytics framework. And here we're going to be talking about the visualization, about sharing, and about the guide. Visuals aren't just the aesthetics, they are about comprehensiveness. And imagine trying to grasp the entire plot of a novel by only reading its statistics. It's almost impossible, right? The same goes for the raw data. Numbers in isolation might not convey a full story. This is where dashboards come into play. They provide a visual representation of your metrics, turning numbers into easy-to-understand charts, graphs, and heat maps. Tools like Looker Studio by Google, Tableau, Power BI can be intuitive for this. Those BI tools look great for and are great for the reports that are built once and then used often by the different team members. There could be updates, changes, but basically the thing is this is not a one-time report. For ad hoc reports that really require just once or require a lot of play with the columns data visualization, Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel would be your best choice. The visual dashboards allow stakeholders to quickly grasp key performance indicators, identify trends, patterns over time, spot anomalies and areas of concerns. Remember, the goal isn't just to display the data, but to make it actionable. When a CEO, a manager, or a marketing specialist look at the dashboard, they should be able to make informed decisions based on what they see almost instantly. Visual data representation is your storytelling. Dashboards translate complex datasets into a narrative that's accessible to everyone, regardless of their data competence. A well-designed dashboard doesn't just display numbers, it tells a compelling story about the business's performance, challenges, and opportunities. The share step is about ensuring that the right people have access to the insights at the right time, at the right place, enabling their timely decisions. And here are the essential components of the share process. First, we need to ensure that stakeholders receive regular updates. Whether it's a weekly performance snapshot or a monthly dive deep, setting a consistent delivery schedule ensures that everyone is on the same page. And I'm not even talking here about the updates of the reports that ideally should take place every day, if not every hour. Depending on the audience, the format of the report might differ. While a C-suite executive might prefer a summarized PDF, a data scientist would lean towards a detailed Google or Excel sheet, with the possibility to play around with data himself, change the filters in the datasets, whatever. Sometimes the manager acts as a data scientist and he wants that data to play around, or a decision maker like a digital marketing specialist doesn't doesn't require anything like a detailed report, but rather a dashboard. And as you share those visuals, encourage feedback. Stakeholders may have additional questions, require clarification, or suggest other data points to include. This feedback is gold. It provides a direct indication of the data relevancy and effectiveness. And based on the feedback received, please iterate. Maybe the visuals need tweaking for better clarity, or perhaps a new data source might be incorporated for a comprehensive view. Dashboards remain relevant and useful. Sharing is the bridge between data and the business transformation. It's not just about sending a report, but ensuring it's understood, valued, and acted upon. The real impact of reports is realized when these insights are transformed into actionable strategies. The guide step is about aiding stakeholders to navigate the vast sea of data, understand its implications, and move forward. And here is the process of here is the breakdown of the guide process. Utilize tools and features within BI platforms like conditional formatting, adding tooltips, annotations, and user guides path to offer insights about the visualizations. This can help users understand the significance of a particular metric or a trend and act upon the report. Number two, create a documentation that provides context. This could be in any form of data dictionary explaining the metrics, an FAQ section addressing common questions, or a playbook detailing action points. Number three, sometimes stakeholders are not technical enough to fully grasp the insights of or know how to act on them. Organize the training session to bridge this gap, record a quick Loom video, and help those decision makers to make their decisions. Ensure that data leads to decisions. Illustrate with past case studies or scenarios where insights led to successful outcomes or helped avoid potential pitfalls. So we've covered the full stage number 4, which was all about deliver. We've covered the whole 12-step data analytics framework in front of you today. Now, with this being said, I just want to invite you guys to speak to our data experts on the call so they can find the best analytics setup for your needs based on the 12-step data analytics roadmap. You can book a demo call at owox.com/demo. So the whole analytics process starts from the strategy, starts from creating an analytics plan for your business. Then you collect the data in the single place. We get you covered in OWOX BI, just exactly as Ilya said. We have a set of connectors to connect the data to the warehouse. Then it's up to you. You can use Google Analytics 4 for tracking or OWOX BI cookieless server-side solution. So you can extend the lifespan of cookies and see the whole conversion journey accurately. Raw on-site data is automatically collected into your data warehouse, your own, that's 100% privacy compliant in European Union and the United States. So you can get the data you can trust, you can own and trust. We then help you to convert raw marketing data into insights by using a set of plug-and-play templates, pre-built templates, transformation templates, so you have your data prepared for reporting without the complex knowledge. If you know SQL, great, you can modify the templates to meet the business context, but if you don't, that's totally fine. That's why we've created the transformation templates. Then you'll get all the marketing data visualized on the dashboard. Beautiful dashboards designed by marketers for marketers, built by experienced data professionals. Just plug and play templates. 30 minutes to set up all of the pipelines, website data collection and transformations and dashboarding. You'll get all of your data visualized, and in order to do so, just book a call at owox.com/demo and get the expert help. Just one more time, if you really want to take your marketing analytics or data analytics to the next level, or if you are just starting out, believe me, you need a trusted analytics solution and a reliable partner to improve your marketing performance. Just book a call at owox.com/demo and become data-driven faster. Our vision is to empower data professionals and marketers to get the knowledge and tools they need to drive more growth using the power of data. Schedule a call to speak to a member of our team. We'll answer all of your questions. You'll get expert support. Try OWOX BI and transform your data into actionable insights with our help. Thanks for your time, and let's move on to the Q&A. All right. Thank you guys for joining. I understand that we have some problems with the translation. That's why if you're hearing me, I encourage you to wait for an email from me. I'll send you a recording when it's rendered. Again, Ilya, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you.
It was fun and cool.